Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to the visual cast. It's really awesome to be here. I'm happy that I got to. I know it's March 1st, but we did intend to do this in February, so this is a February stream. And yeah, I'm super excited to introduce you to my guest, but in a moment. But before that, I just wanted to just say thank you to all the people that have been signing up and joining us as members and joining the streams. It's really awesome to get that feedback. And anybody that joins the streams know how awesome it is to be able to ask questions and join in and be part of this kind of community and get access to these absolutely legendary artists and visual creators. I have a little poll in the chat about the best days. Times is really difficult because if it's a European guest and there's only like a small window where it makes sense. And if it's a U.S. guest, then, it could be morning, evening, or like, afternoon. But then the European side misses it. So timing wise is difficult. I try to do it at this time as much as I can because it kind of bridges between, the Americas and Europe. But if you have any suggestions, please send them my way. And yes. Okay, so without any further ado, I'm going to introduce our guest. He is a good friend, an awesome, beautiful, lovely human being. He's obviously been on the show before. And I'm excited to kind of get into it with him today. Welcome to the podcast, Sharat Binary Fragmentation.
Thank you so much, Alon.
Welcome, my friend. How are you
Thank
doing
you.
today on this lovely, I guess it's nighttime for you, but this lovely evening, night, morning?
Pretty good, pretty good. Thank you.
Good, good,
Yeah,
good.
it's been a pretty interesting week, and it's nice to wind it off with the visual cast.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I'm happy for you I'm happy to be able to facilitate that for us. Start the week in a visual cast way. Um
Yes.
so we were kind of talking about what we want to talk about before, and there's a bunch of things that I want to dive into, but the first thing is kind of looking a little bit on your most recent kind of forays into your company, that you work for. Excuse me, that you work for. And the games that you've kind of been releasing recently. This is a little bit of an older one, but Sharad is like a master game developer. Like a senior high-level game developer. Not, whatever. Not senior in a good way. I always hate that the senior is like, oh, you're a senior. Like, I'm that old? I'm a senior? Jesus. But they make awesome games. This is the What a Golf. As you can see, it's like this kind of trippy, crazy golf game. And then there's also the What a Car that I think was just released, is a newer one, even crazier, more wacky. I just love the art style, to be honest, but I also love like look at all the physics and the way things kind of like change and alter. And then there's the new one, What the Clash, which is the most recent one. And yeah, I mean, just give us a little bit about what it's like to be a game developer. Like this day job that you have is so cool.
Yeah, I mean, so Triband especially, has been really amazing for me to work with because, you can see the kind of games that we make. It's wacky. It's like just physics fun, just having a blast with whatever you can do with physics in a game engine. It can be underwater. It can be like on the top, like you can see soccer balls going around. Most of the times, it's people just having small giggles, and in
Mm.
fact, one of the KPIs that we have for our games is laughs per second. So how many laughs you can actually get per
Laughs per
second.
second.
Yeah.
I love that. That's awesome.
So yeah, so like, we take that as kind of like our Bible while making the games, and yeah, it's been awesome working, especially for the fact that so I was hired as a senior XR developer. So basically, what I was tasked to do was taking these games and bringing it to the Apple Vision Pro platform.
Mm.
And
Oh, that's so
that
cool.
game
I didn't.
was
I'm sorry, but I love this. This is like a portal joke, and then they also have
yeah,
this joke. What is this game called? I
this
forgot.
is super hot.
Super. Yeah. That awesome VR game.
Yeah.
But it's a joke, right?
There's
It's
a lot
like
of tributes to a
it's
lot of things.
a
Even
tribute. It's a tribute. A tribute. A
it is,
tribute.
it is. It's a tribute. We have a bunch of Rick and
Oh,
Morty
Guitar
tributes
Hero.
also in between.
So cool. I love it.
Yeah, he's the golfer. In fact,
Katamari.
if you ever find me around anywhere, like I have a bunch of stickers all the time in my bag, so just ask me for it, and
For
you
sure.
can have a couple of these characters
Hell yeah.
on your laptop or on your sticker board. But yeah, as I was telling you, like what was really awesome was actually taking these games to the Apple Vision Pro, and that was definitely a specific task because they've got a new hardware, yes, but matching up to the expectation of what Apple wants to be release worthy is very, very difficult to catch up to also, especially
Yeah.
for the fact that the hardware is just out. Not many things are exposed, and it's very difficult to manipulate, and everything that you do is more or less like a hack. So it kind of felt
Mm.
a little overwhelming at times that
Mm.
you don't have the right tool sets, but somehow, yeah, we managed to actually take what the Golf and what the car to the Apple Vision Pro, and that's really cool.
Oh
In
yeah.
fact, if you can actually,
I'd love
if
to
you
see
can
that.
search for, yeah, if you can actually search for Apple, I mean, what the car on Apple Vision Pro, you'll get the release trailer that was there, and it's really cool how
Oh
you
wow.
can actually see. You actually saw it right now on how it looks on screens on traditional format, but with the Apple Vision Pro, you can actually see how it looks
That's super
on
cool.
that.
So
Yeah.
you've been heavily developing in the Apple Vision Pro now, huh? Is it like is
Pretty
it
much for the past 2 years, I've been using it almost day in, day out at work.
is it a nice development process? I mean, you kind of alluded to the fact that it's Apple, so whatever, but is there like benefits to it? Are you feeling, are you tired by it already? I guess.
Well, the one thing that I was this is just speaking as a developer. What I would say is like you would think that with your hands being tracked, you can actually achieve around 120 FPS when you're doing
Wow.
when you're doing tracking for it. But in fact, it just caps out at 30. That's the biggest
Really?
bummer
Like
for
it
me
caps
as
out
a developer.
on the like when you're like on the output it caps out
Hardware
at 30?
Yes, hardware side, it's capping out at
Wow.
30.
So
So
like you're
that pretty much
optimized and you're good, but you can't actually. That's so crazy.
get most out of the hardware. Yeah. So in
Why is
fact,
it like
I
that?
wrote I don't know if it was something
Because
that they actually thought about.
the screens have a higher refresh rate, right?
Screen is really good. So this is
Yeah.
this is what the car, as I was telling you on the Apple Vision Pro, and this one was really crazy for me to actually port because I had to change the whole input system altogether because what you're using as a joystick is regular X Y,
Is your
but what I
hands?
had to do here is um, use vectors from the hand, calculate that according to a 3D object that's there, and then do the calculations on it.
Oh damn.
So yeah, there was a lot of
That
calculations
must have been
happening
fun.
in runtime. But yeah, you can see how it looks. Like you can actually make this
Yeah.
that steering wheel huge and make it really small. And they actually have advantages, huh? So if you make the steering wheel large, you have a better control on the car you can turn it at smaller angles. Whereas when you make it really small, it's actually turning much faster.
Mm,
So yeah, there are
interesting.
a bunch of things that could be done with the with having that. Like, I'm really happy that I could work on such a project, which is basically taking input to the next stage, which is
Right.
using hand as the
Right,
input.
which is kind of like
Uh,
what we all are always kind of doing as VJs, right? Like our input is a lot of the time a MIDI controller, but also like we try to find ways to do audio reaction as an input, or
yeah,
I've been seeing a lot of people using I mean the what is it called, leap motion, like a very simple
leap
kind of
motion.
like
Yes,
hand setup kind of thing.
yes, yes.
Um, gaming controllers I've seen people use, but yeah, I mean I think it's like input is kind of a lot of the thought behind what we do as well. So I love how that kind of flows into what you do as a day job. Um,
Yeah.
so I guess are you thinking of other applications for the Apple Vision Pro besides what you're doing at work?
Well, since the time, so actually haven't been working on it for the past 6 months, I can say close to, because once I finished up with What the Car, moved on to What the Clash. So
What
I
the?
haven't been working. But there has been a lot of other improvements that have come in, especially with a few updates that they've had on firmware wise. I'm guessing the tracking. I mean, the hardware cap must have got slightly better with their firmware upgrades, I'm guessing. But they've also added a bunch of new things, which is like you could use the PlayStation VR controller right now, and that is really awesome. So you can pair that, and you can use that as a controller for the ecosystem. Uh, Pairing that, and then they also have a light pen which you can use, which is really good. It's from Logitech.
Oh, that's
Uh,
the
Fuse. No, it's a pen. It's called
oh,
Fuse.
pen.
I'm guessing. Yeah. So you use that in air, and you can actually draw stuff, which is really cool.
That's really cool.
I actually I've seen both of them in action, and I definitely feel that the pen and the the clarity of the Apple's display uh, gets you to working in VR with a lot of ease. Because
Wow.
most of the devices that I've used, you always get stressed with looking at the screen.
Right.
Whereas on the Vision Pro, I haven't faced that much.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they've definitely made a beautiful product. I think it's still way too expensive for most people. But
I would say
at the
it's a dev kit.
it's a dev kit. Yeah, it's a dev kit. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Which is important. I mean, the world of I think the world of AR or mixed reality is like it's such a promise that was promised to us a while ago and has been available technology wise for so long, but has been like, outdone by other two-letter words, like AI and whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a shame because I think that kind of it would have been an interesting kind of like trajectory into like the way that we interface with screens and the way that we kind of do things. I think it will come back. I think that the technology is like so obvious. You see all of the meta glasses and all those kind of like glasses that are kind of popping up here and there. So I think it's just a matter of time. But yeah, the Apple Vision Pro is definitely one of those things that are pushing it towards where we want to see it, right? Of just like,
Yeah.
but too expensive, and personally not a fan of Apple. But we can leave that for another cast. So, outside of the Vision Pro, you've been doing some amazing photogrammetry work. I'm going to show a little bit here, and I think you want to show us as well. I remember talking to you about photogrammetry. I can't remember which one it was, but we spoke about it for one show, and we didn't end up like actually using it or doing it, but it's such an amazing workflow when you have the time to do it. Obviously getting like 3D files beforehand is always going to be probably the best trajectory, but then having the 3D
Yeah,
files beforehand and then doing a scan and then matching those is like, the best. Um,
that is.
so yeah, I mean, tell us a little bit about what you've been uncovering from your new workflows. I'd love to hear what's been kind of like in your wheelhouse and what you've been looking at.
Yeah. Well, this was part of the exploration that I did when I went to India recently. So I was there from New Year's till around 11th, and I think I did around 5 shows over there in India, which was
Nice,
quite
dude.
stressful also in a way. And the stress was not because of performing, but it was rather the hardware that was available. The
mm,
projector kept turning off a lot,
mm,
which was something that was really stressful.
yeah.
Thankfully, I had a friend of mine, Nachman from Israel, who was
Yes. Shout
living
out
over there.
Nachman,
I think
Collective 25, a good friend of the
Collective 25.
show. Nach.g underscore visuals. A really awesome visual artist.
Yeah, so thankfully I had him around and he helped me quite a bit. In fact, it was I could explore photogrammetry as such because he had a drone with him at hand. And
Mm,
what we did was we basically we tried it on we thought of doing it for the first show, but then the time was very limited and obviously for photogrammetry you
it's
need
sick.
quite a good lighting condition also.
Yeah.
So it
The
was
least shadows,
definitely.
right? Like flat lighting as much as possible.
Yeah, so it was not the best option actually doing it in the evening time. So
Mm,
we didn't go for it on that day.
mm-hmm.
Uh, the day that we actually could do it, thankfully the stage was
So
completed
sick.
early in the morning, so we went out. I think there's one of the videos that was there previously. You could see the like a drone footage that we took. Um,
Of the
it
day.
was just a pan left, right, and then up, down
Right.
to yes, that one. Just to get the details in, and we took like around 5 videos, brought that in, sat at my table in the hotel room,
Yeah.
basically took 2 videos and stitched it together, which was one was the left and right, the other one is top and bottom. And there's this new tool called Kiri engine that I started exploring recently.
Kiri
And
engine.
Kiri engine, yeah. And
Okay.
that was super awesome. Like I just gave this video, submitted the video through their platform. Took close to around 25 minutes to churn out the 3D model, but
Mm.
it gave me a really solid one, which was basically. Let me have that opened up so that I can show it to you.
Yeah, please.
Um, so
I think I've been.
that model.
Is this that beach that they do the what's it called festival at? Oh fuck, I'm like totally blanking. But this is that. Yeah, correct. It's the same beach, right? Or is it not?
It's not. It's not the same beach as Caracas.
Okay.
This was.
Okay. Okay.
This is a. Yeah, that beach
Sick.
is. Yeah, that beach is out now because that's actually a turtle nesting ground.
Oh. Oh wow. That's good. That's good that
Yeah,
that I'm surprised. That's not very. That's good that they're actually keeping it safe. That's a good thing. Oh man,
yeah.
that's funny.
So they basically. I mean, they didn't want a lot of things happening over there,
Right. No, that
so
makes
they.
sense. Man, I
Yeah,
miss Goa
they
so
stopped.
much. It's such a fucking cool place. Like, it's such a fun place to go. I want to go back so bad. But sorry, you were gonna show us something.
Yes, I'm just loading up this model
Sure.
and
Just let me know
pushing
when.
open
Meanwhile, we're enjoying your
this.
visuals very much. Ah, this is
So,
this is awesome. So nice.
so I think I have in Unity this.
Oh, sick. Love it.
So this was the model that got churned out, which was quite nice. The shimmering is because of my post
Your post
processing effect,
process.
which is just going mad. But you can see the detailing that's actually come out from this one model that was churned out.
Mm.
Pretty sick to actually work with photogrammetry as such. The only thing that sucks is the fact that when it generates the texture map for it,
Yeah,
you can see it's
it's
spreads it
unusable, the
out.
UVs. But you know what I've been
Yeah,
finding? I found two things with this. First of all, you just do multiple UV channels, and then
exactly.
you save that channel if you, because like I mean at the end of the day, I mean I don't know your process. I'm interested to hear more about it. But like I usually don't even use that texture. I'll just make my own textures, and if I want the details in Substance Painter, you can actually what you can do is in Substance Painter you can actually force like you can do like you can import a camera basically, and then you can do
Yeah.
like a reprojection but on that same UV map. So you can actually keep that UV map but then have a reprojection camera, and it will kind of like uh make your texture like painting and whatever on that kind of reprojected, and then it works inside of that shitty photogrammetry texture. So it's like a kind
So
of
what
it
what
looks
I
really weird, but it works. What have you been doing?
So what I found out is something almost on the similar lines, but in Blender. So for this gig, when I did it, like we had to do it like really quickly.
Yeah.
Literally, we had an hour and a half before the gig when this model was generated. So I didn't try to do any optimization over there because we had to go just on the spot and do our
Right.
stuff. After coming back home, I did a little bit of research and I found that in Blender, you can basically have the second UV channel and
Mm-hmm.
go to cycles, and then cycles bake the UV channel onto it. So
Gotcha.
it
So
does
just bake
almost the
that
same
texture
thing.
onto it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Gotcha.
And that
Gotcha.
basically
Interesting.
fixed it. Fixed it. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, it's always such a weird thing. I feel like there's must be a good solution with AI for this. Sorry to like
Yes.
hijack, but I've been getting I've been writing scripts for Comfy. Well, I haven't been doing it, but the AI has been writing scripts for Comfy, and
Mhm.
like the workflow that I'm trying to get to now is like image to 3D model. So kind of like a hybrid version of photogrammetry where you don't need to get all the data, you don't need to package all the data. You just have one image, and it builds you like you can obviously get from an image you can get an extrusion or a displacement or something, but this is a little bit more involved where you're getting reprojection textures, you're getting like proper geometry, it's not like all messy. The only issue is, and it's not such an issue for like what we do because we're kind of like always looking at it from like one angle, so it doesn't actually matter,
Mhm.
but
Right.
it does look really shitty when you move it. And then so if you want to like break the pieces or make them fly around and everything, it's not so great. But it's better than photogrammetry for that in that sense because photogrammetry is even like photogrammetry has no segmentation, has no like object understanding. A lot of the geometry is dirty. So there's got like I feel like we're at the point where we're gonna have like a middle ground, where it's like almost like
Uh,
give the AI like here's the photogrammetry data, cross reference it with what you would do with like an image, and
Image.
spit it out.
Yeah. Yeah, well, in fact, I'm gonna showcase one of these AI tools that I recently found
Hell yeah.
for generating a few things. So a part of what I wanted to showcase today was how you can build small patches inside Unity and export that for live performances. So we'll see
Amazing.
that during my set.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. But okay, so back to photogrammetry. So you're using you want to do you want to show us a little bit more about the process of generating it?
Yes. So let me also open up the video files that I took for this,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
would immensely help us also figure that out.
Sure.
Uh,
Man, Unity
Thankfully, I got
is scary to me. I don't know why. I'm more of an Unreal man myself.
Yeah.
We need to do Shar. We
Uh,
need to do next time we have a show together, we need to do an Unreal versus Unity VJ off.
Anything. Oh, sure. Yeah. Down. Okay. Yes.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, these are basic videos, as you see. Like they were just POI shots that have been taken from the venue.
Hmm.
This was one, and then this was the other one. Guess, the first used. Both of these are the same. This, yes. No,
Nice.
again, that's the same thing. There was another one that we used, which was, yes, this one.
Interesting.
Obviously clamped. Yeah. So I just did one of this way, one of the other way,
Hmm. Hmm.
and this generated this video which I put into
To the AI.
it's not exactly AI. It's it's an AI based software, but then that is so this app is there only on the
iPhone.
on iPhone. So I've been using this. It's called Kiri Engine.
I think I've heard of it
Um,
before. It's not. It's like a. It's Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. They do like a lot of nerfs and stuff like that. I thought, right?
Wait.
Oh, I know where I played with this. I played with this with Gajans on because they have a
Yes,
plugin
for
they have a plugin
stacking.
for Unreal. They have a plugin for Unreal.
Yes. Oh, okay. They have one
Yeah.
for Unreal, is it?
Yeah, they have
Oh,
a.
nice.
I'm fairly certain that this is the one that we were using.
They do
Um,
have APIs and stuff like that that you could basically plug into for your stuff.
yeah, I mean this is looks
So
sick.
they have Kiri Engine on the web, so maybe I could showcase
Yeah, I mean I got the
the
website open.
killer.
Or
I
do you
logged
have
into
the?
my
Oh, hell yeah, even
yeah.
better, even better, even better.
So this was
Sweet.
the one that I generated, I'm guessing. Yes. So this is the photogrammetry data that was built out of this, which
Mhm.
is really sick if you ask me.
Yeah,
Uh,
amazing.
with just one video, which had left to right and top to bottom, and this also has options for doing alpha as well, which I found
Really.
was pretty
What, can remove the
interesting. Yeah.
background or what?
No, like if you see here the hole through it, it actually
Oh,
does
you mean
alpha as
it understands that that's like
yes,
space.
yes,
That's cool. That's cool.
exactly. So that was something that I found that was really killer. So it
Mhm.
took
Mhm.
it's pretty killer how it actually got all the things around it as well. So you could also get an estimation of how the venue was. But this was literally like 20 minutes for me to clean up inside Blender. I just had to like whip
Cut
out
out the
the knife
background.
tool, cut this out, like put it out in the top position over here. Cut this part because obviously what I'm dealing with is only this front area, right?
Right.
So yeah, that took like a couple of like minutes to actually do. Brought it
Mhm.
inside Unity, and then more or less most of it was either shader work or it was lights that are moving,
Mhm.
and obviously a few of them reacting to the audio as well.
Right.
So yeah, that was
Super nice.
the workflow that I tried to explore, which was really killer, if you ask me. Like to actually get the model in place, but yeah, we need some time after you've actually done with the generation
Of course.
to actually work on it.
This is
Yeah.
the thing, right? It's like we have all these tools and we have all these abilities, but the scene that we do these things at. The stages are very rarely ready in time, for to be able to do a scan. Because doing a scan the day of the festival does not really help you very much. And even if you're like doing it a day before, you still need to like then create all the content. Even if it's real, like even though we're in real time, we don't have to render. We still have to set the stage, set the scale, set the like everything. There's so many things involved. And then if you want to like make the content like killer, you need to make textures and shaders and all these things and make sure that it works with whatever it is that you just imported. So scanning, cleanup, texturing, shading, lighting, scale, like all the things, and it's like there's a lot. I had this experience this past year to be at Masters of Puppets, which I shout out to the Lumalux crew and Spectrum Mapping, and they do this process of like the stage is all built by hand. There's no 3D files. There's no even sketch. Maybe like by this point the stage is kind of like an iteration. So for like 2 years, I think it's been the big elephant guy. But either way, they get there. The stage is built almost 10 days before the festival. So they get there a week before. They scan and they sit there for a whole week and make content and do more scans to get more details. And the process was really fun. It was like a totally unique process that I haven't experienced before, because 9 times out of 10 when I've done photogrammetry in the past, it's the day of the festival, the night before the festival, and it's a very crammy kind of situation where you're just like, how much can I do in the time that I have? So I feel like with the proper setup and the proper planning and the proper, production that understands the importance of that, you really can do this workflow in a really powerful and meaningful way. I just remembered something back in, I guess it was like 2018 or 2017. I think it was 2018. I did an installation at ZNA Festival in Portugal. And the installation was this big Ganesh sculpture, and it was like I had done photogrammetry before, but never like on a production level, and I did my first scan. I was like, it was 2018. There wasn't many tools, and I'm just like with my I had a camera, I guess, and I'm like taking pictures around. I got on a ladder and I take pictures around, and I got higher up in the ladder and take pictures around. It took me like 3 hours, like just to do this whole thing, and I go and I process it, and it's garbage. Like it couldn't separate, like, because it was a Ganesh made from like mud, so it was like brown texture. So it couldn't separate the trees and the floor and everything around it was like the same color and the same texture. So it couldn't do it. So I was like, kind of like, oh, I'm totally fucked right now. And then somebody's like, what if you remove the background? And I'm like, well, there's like, 700 pictures here. I can't remove the background. And he's like, no, remove the background in the world. And I'm like, So we built this like 2 sticks that were holding this big white sheet. And then every angle I had, somebody was holding this big white sheet.
Holding up the sheet.
Yeah. So I did the same thing around, but like every angle had a white sheet, and then it worked, and then it was like perfect. But it was like the tools were so like rudimentary, and I was
genius.
It was a good idea. It was a good idea. and the guy that came up with the idea, I'm like, well, who's gonna hold it? And he's like, that's already on you. You have to find somebody to hold the thing. He came up with the idea, and he's like. It was funny. Oh man. Well,
but
I think
so for this show, I also did try the LiDAR scanner that comes on the phone.
Yeah.
And I was quite shocked by how decent it was. Yeah. Obviously, the photogrammetry one was way.
Yeah, the details.
Detailed. Yeah. Whereas I think if I would have had an hour more on LiDAR, I could have got much detailed scan on it.
Well, it's also, I think the LiDAR is more of like a source of truth of scale and like positioning and things like that. and then the
Exactly.
photogrammetry is a layer on top of that. I'm honestly, Sharad, I'm waiting for. I mean, I'm not waiting. It exists now, like, but the Gaussian splats are far superior to both the photogrammetry and the lidar. The problem is that there's not really that many options to use them because, like, you can use them as particles and do cool particle effects, and that's fun, but converting a 3ds, or what is it, 3DGS, a 3D Gaussian splat,
3D, yeah.
into geometry, I still have not seen a tool that does it well. And then you're like kind of like back and forth of like, okay, the Gaussian splat looks sick, but then when you convert it to a mesh, it doesn't look as good as like a photogrammetry, you know. And the data is like, you still need a video to do a Gaussian splat, so you can just generate the same data in a photogrammetry. I feel like that that bridge will be gapped, you know, in the next iterations or whatever, because I already see like now you can. It used to be that a Gaussian splat you couldn't even load into like Blender or Unreal or Unity, and now there's so many plugins and so many ways to get them in. But there's still, once you get them in, there's still fucking particles. You know, there's still little points.
Yeah.
So it's
It's really cool that, you know, even these guys, who are those guys? They have the standards, right, for it. They actually have Gaussian splat as in part of the standards right now. So I have a feeling it's very close to
I
actually
think so
being.
too.
Uh,
And the Gaussian splats. I mean, I don't know if you've seen. Have you seen the 4D Gaussian splats?
yes.
That shit's crazy. That
I
shit's
swear.
crazy.
But when I first saw Gaussian splatting, I ran to Stebbing's house, Martin Stebbing's house,
Yeah, shout out
and
Martin.
I showed it to him, and he went mad.
He
He's like,
flipped out.
"What? This is insane!" And I think now he's doing some work also on splatting to kind of get like the best outputs that he could with it.
Mm.
Uh, I'm glad that he's trying that out. But you know, when I saw it for the first time, I ran to his house to show it to him.
He's the best person to run to the house of and be like, look at this new technology, because he'll just like not sleep for like 10 days and just like, you know, 10 days later he's like, look, I made it better, you know, like he'll just like completely mad genius vibes,
Yeah,
that guy.
yeah.
Oh man, I miss Martin. Okay, well, I mean, there was one more thing that we wanted to talk about, which was the AI packages and tools that you've been using, and you kind of mentioned it before. You want to give us a little bit of intro into that before we shift into your proper set?
Yes. Like I'm not the most used person I can say for AI because I don't use it as much, but I've been using a few tools recently just to kind of see how things go. Like I've used it before, you know, to make a few videos, generate a few video files, but I still couldn't find the drive of actually making it. I've used Comfy. I've tried using a bunch of different kind of
Yeah.
uh, uh, different kind of model files that I could find, but I wasn't getting that kind of, you know, complete drive to actually use it.
Yeah.
But then recently, I actually found a few tools that help in asset generation, which was really crazy. So one of the first tools that I found out was a tool called Meshy. I don't know if
Yeah.
you know about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So just opening up Meshy over here so that we can have a small look at it.
I was using Tripio for a little bit.
Yes, that's the next one that I wanted to talk about.
Nice, nice. The thing is with these, with all these, oh, I mean, I'm gonna let you talk about it, and then I'll share my my 2 cents. But yeah, Meshy. Have you been getting good results with these tools? Like you've been getting nice, like 3D. I mean, I guess we'll
Well,
see right now.
yeah. So this was one that so
Sick.
the workflow that I'm following is
Yeah.
so I actually use yeah, to start off with I for generation uh, uh, image generation I use this thing called OpenAI, which is
Never heard of it.
a suite. So this is a tool that I use, OpenArt.ai,
Okay. Okay.
and
OpenArt.ai.
OpenArt.ai, and this is a suit that I use to actually do a bunch of things. Like
Ooh, I like that Merkaba,
there's a
dude. That's sick.
I wanted to generate these for the visual cast because I know you like Merkaba.
Hey, my brother. Thank you.
Yeah, so this is the tool that I start off with. Let's say you can actually browse through a couple of things that I have in
Yeah,
this to actually
sick.
for you to see. So these are like stage files that I've been kind of generating to kind of. So
Test
what I
it.
do is I generate these files, upscale them a little bit, and I think I told you last year I started using Touch Designer. So what I did was I started building like a small sequencer inside Touch Designer that switches between these images, and that's all controlled with LFOs. So it's just going through one to the next, and then
But they're just images,
I
yeah?
it's just images at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
OpenArt.ai actually had quite a few crazy things. I don't know why they've changed. Okay, they have a way of showing the previous version. Yeah, so I was using this, which was much more easier for me.
Sorry, dude. Can you
Obviously,
can
like,
you? There was like something melting a second ago. I gotta see that.
which
Yeah,
one?
like
This?
no, the one. No, no, no. Go up, go up, go up, go up. It was that stage, but it's the left one. The left one. No, no, no. Down, 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 down. The white stage. This one. Yeah, and the left, the left, the left. One left.
Okay,
One left. One left. That one. Yeah, 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 yeah.
one left. This. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. What the fuck is that? I gotta see it. It's crazy. Whoa. I'm sorry. This is just too insane. Oh my goodness. So this is a control net that you're using to get this the stage.
No, this was automatically generated. I mean, it obviously has control net, but then it's different
Just from an
parameters that
image,
I've
you
been
just put an
using.
image in. It's like an image and
Yeah,
text kind of thing.
it generates the image, and then I use that image. So they have an area in which you can generate the image, and then you can take that image into a video to actually generate video out of it.
Right, right,
And
right, right, right.
what nice thing they actually have in the at least they had before was when you convert an image to a video, you can so you can select your own model that you want to
Uh
use
huh.
over here,
That's cool.
and they have a bunch of models that are
Right.
there that are already available. They
Mm.
had one. I'm very sure that that is missing right now, but they had a way in which you could build your own model and
Train it.
uh,
That's cool.
train it and use it. And I actually, okay, so I really like Lumina Kara's work. So what I did was, whatever few files that I could find of his, I fed it to this guy to actually try and figure out, okay, can it generate something like him? And
Right.
these are the things that it actually generated out of
Wow.
it.
Super cool.
So I was like, that's pretty insane.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
I
it's
see.
AI, but it's but
I
it's a
can't
cool
use that.
result.
I can't use that model anymore. So I'm guessing they have
Mm.
made it redundant,
Ah,
or
or maybe it's a
they
different
would have
workflow or
known
something.
that. Yeah, maybe people are using it for plagiarism. Uh, it could be because of that they're removing that out. But you see, this is stuff that it actually
That's cool.
generated
Wow.
with that. Yeah,
That's actually pretty sick.
it was pretty sick. This is another one that was generated. I just wanted some minimalistic stuff, but it actually gave me quite a lot of movement in the center. This one you saw.
Yeah. No, that one's super cool. But it's like, okay, have
Yeah.
you tried it? Have you tried it in a map? Like, have you put that on the stage? Does it look good? Because that's the thing is like, you know,
This
mapping
one
is
I
like
did.
a very specific thing. Like that's a fucking
This
cool video, but is it gonna look cool when you project it? You know?
yes. So this one I have tried it. This one actually worked quite well,
It
but
worked well.
then this one did not work.
Mm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So again, it depends, and it's we need to use a lot of, as you said, control net is required for us to actually
Yeah.
maintain the um,
Consistency.
consistency of the frames that are generated. Otherwise, it just goes haywire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's not very intelligent, that's for sure. So what was the
yeah.
other tool you were using?
So that's what. So I basically generate stuff inside this,
Uh-huh.
and when I take it into, let me
Meshy.
show you this. Yeah, Meshy, I get stuff like this. Actually, I can show you the image that I've used for that.
Yeah, and so you don't use Meshy's like built-in prompter or whatever. You give Meshy an image that you've created somewhere
Yes,
else. Gotcha.
yes.
That's smart.
So that's what this, because the thing is, Meshi and a few other image generate, I mean, model generation tools, they have prompts, but they still don't have access to a lot of the other models that are there.
Right.
So
Right. And they're not
if you want to,
optimized and stuff like that. That's
exactly. So if I want to switch out from, like, Seed Dream to Kling 3.0, and I can just automatically do it in this.
yeah. Yeah.
This is trained with a specific model in mind when you use it for image generation. Although it
Mhm.
has like a few right now, it has Nano
Nano.
Banana Pro,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's just one model that they have. In the future, they might have a bunch of other models, but nah, I don't know how much it will actually go through.
I mean,
So
that's what I've been kind of finding is like cuz I've been trying to build all these comfy UI workflows cuz I really like I want to use these tools, but I don't want to subscribe to anything. I don't want to like I want to curate my own thing, and like no shade to what you're doing. I think it's fine. I think it's cool. I also have subscription to some of these sites, but I want to do it myself. I want to do it locally. But the real issue is the way that these companies like Meshi, Tripio, all these companies that have these platforms, they're it's not that they train the model specially. It's the pipeline that they've are
exactly.
perfected so much that it's like what am I doing differently? I have the model, I'm doing a prompt, I have all the things set up, but the results are so far from like what you're seeing on these like tools that it's like I'm trying to bridge that gap, But I think that it might be that that gap is unbridgeable, and really like it seems like the local models are just not as powerful as the API models. Like it's just not, maybe if you like curate the model in a very specific way and do all these things, maybe, but like when I switch over to on my comfy UI from like a local model to like an API model, like a a
Mhm.
hosted model, it's not
Yeah.
even it's like night and day. The results are night and day. It's almost like they're nerfing the local models, or like the local models are just not, meant to be as good.
I saw a video recently on Instagram. It's kind of pertaining to what you're saying right now. So apparently the PlayStation has this in their systems. They actually
Okay.
see who are the highest paying people, and the game is made easier for those people.
No
And
way. What? Are
I
you
was like,
serious?
yeah, I was like shocked, and then I
That's
actually read
crazy.
about it, and it is, and more or less like that's what they do. Like, in these battle passes and stuff like that. When you buy,
Yeah.
you're given a lot of things with it, but then along with that, the game is
They
made
make the
easier
game
as
easier. That's crazy. It's not enough that they give you these like the best items that you can buy and it's like it's so stupid. That's crazy.
so the free to play people, even though they grind a lot,
Yeah.
they are still punished a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Isn't
And
that like how it is regularly also in life?
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, you can I mean without getting too much into it, but yeah, you can be a pedophile and rape people and you know, and if you have money, you're fine. That's what it turns out we always thought it, but now we have actually proof that that's the fact.
True. Exactly.
Oh my god. Fuck,
Uh,
man. Well, okay, so outside of that, once you've kind of like generated your image and you start processing it into 3D, Have you been getting like results that you're using? Like, have you been getting results of like 3D models that you feel are like good enough to put into production?
Yes. So let me show you the
Yeah.
one that I recently did. Um, and now this whole thing is going crazy. Yes. Okay. So this is the model that you saw, that, and this is what Meshi generated to that.
It also generates like a skeleton, right? That's like a huge benefit as well.
Yes. So
It's
this is
very
a 3D
impressive.
model. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. It's gotten pretty close to what it was.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty impressive. And it's like PBR as well. It's like there's metallic I see. It's like shining in some places.
Yes, yes. So this is Meshi. Um, I want to show you the other one, Tripio, and that is really good. So this
You,
is the model. I mean, this is the image that I generated,
mhm.
and this is what I got generated from this guy.
Wow. This is Tripio or Meshi?
Yeah, this is Tripio.
Uh-huh. You think it's
And the
better?
one,
Have you been getting better results?
I think I've been getting better results on this.
Mm.
And one really good thing about these guys is, you can actually re-topologize with it itself. So
Yes.
uh, this is
And
something that was,
they have a segmentation tool. I mean, they have a lot of cool tools. The segmentation never
yes,
worked for me, honestly. It didn't work very well.
it didn't. I
No.
haven't actually tried it out yet because I haven't found any models that
That are
that I
yeah.
would need, yeah,
Yeah.
that I would need segmentation for, but would definitely want to try that out pretty soon. They also do have an animate feature, so like if you have 3D models with skeleton rigs that you actually put in, you can actually get them to also
Mm.
be put in as well.
Super
I
high
think that's for
detail
the
though.
animation. But what I actually do is I take it from here as a depose model. I
Hmm.
bring that into Mixamo,
Yeah. Nice.
which is like I would
S-
think they're like almost the industry standard for rigging and getting animation done in the workflow of game engines, at least. um, it For me it was pretty simple because I've been using Mixamo for years now.
Mm.
uh,
Yeah, Mixamo is one of those one of those products. It's like the classic Adobe story where they like buy it and then never do anything with it, but it's still like an industry standard for some crazy reason. It hasn't been updated for like 10 years, but still it's being
yeah.
used all the time and it's free.
Do you,
It's,
do you know that this backend that's actually running over here, this is all running in Unity?
yeah? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Interesting.
this
Interesting. I thought
this
it
is
would be
all
some
Unity.
like web JS or some shit. It's so
No,
interesting.
this is actually interface.
You think the retargeting is also in Unity, or that's like some backend that they have?
That is some backend that they have, I think, because it has to tend for um,
Yeah, Vertice
each
and
game engine. Yeah, each
yeah.
game engine
Oh,
has
game
it
engine.
in a slightly different. Yeah, or each modeling software also. Even Blender has
Mm-hmm.
a slightly different.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so it depends on that. Internally, I think they have all this running in Unity, but then they have one system that basically helps in exporting them out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what's really cool is just when you have the rig in, you can basically just use that rig out in and get these poses in. What I've done is I've got maybe this dancing pose is a little too much,
No, I like it. It
but
works.
I use like float kind of animation so that you can actually have uh like animations like of them floating out in space and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And yeah, build like stuff around this. And that's been the new workflow that I've been trying to
Mm.
get in hand.
Love it, dude. So awesome. Um, yeah, I mean, I think it's like a pretty interesting time for AI. Obviously, I've been so addicted to like Claude Code and just vibe coding, like making apps all day, like, you know, just like thinking of ideas and then like doing them. And like that's kind of like always been my process for making art in general, of like I have an idea or I see something and I want to make it. It's just now the ideas are not like pretty pictures or beautiful videos. It's like, how can I make my life easier? Or how can I optimize this? Or how can I make, you know, something, a software or something that I don't, you know, is like, doesn't exist or that fills a need. Or like my workflows that already exist, how do I make them better? So like that for me has been so rewarding. And often I'll get into these like really crazy flow states, you know, because even though I'm like using Claude Code, so it's a CLI, so there's not like, you don't really see much code. It's not like an IDE where you're seeing code, but the way that you kind of like interface with the agent and with the you know, with the orchestrator is like very collaborative in like a weird, I don't know, that's really not the right word, but like there's this like there's this like action and reaction situation where it's like my thoughts that I'm writing are then processed, and then as they're being processed, I'm getting that like, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. I'm like, oh no, do this, or you know, and it's like I don't have to wait for it to be finished. I can literally just like in the middle of it doing the thing be like, no, do it like this, or like, you know, oh, maybe try this or add this. And that like give and take process is very like akin to, it's not really, but it's similar to what it would be like if like I was sitting in an office with like a bunch of coworkers and we were like, you know, going between each other's screens and looking at stuff, you know, and then and then you get into like the results create this like really strong you know, what is it called, like you know, dopamine or whatever, you know, like hit of like, oh, I got the thing, you know, the same way when you're making something in a game engine or making a piece of art and you see the final render, you get like a, you know, you get a feeling of like, oh yes, I did it. So I've really been enjoying it. You know, I definitely feel like it's a little bit overpowered, you know, like I feel like there's gonna be some like, I don't understand how it could get any better than it is now, besides maybe for like, you know, whatever, small little tweaks here and there. Because like coding is like, it's an infinite, it's not an infinite, it's a finite thing. You know, there's a code and there's a base of the code and that's really it. You know, you can't make things outside of it. Once the person or whatever, the AI model knows how to do that thing, that's it, right? So more libraries, more, you know, so I feel like it is reaching like some sort of point where it's not going to get better, or maybe the better will be like a little bit less, but I've been following it for like the past 2 years, and the change of quality and like interface in the past 6 months is like insane. Like it's night and day from what it was like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. So that's been very exciting. Yeah, I mean, the last time I played with Tripio, I was really impressed, but you know, for me, those type of things don't have that flow that I get from when I code with AI, with Claude Code, because those are like, I don't know, the GUI maybe, or like just the way that you have to like press and wait. There's like a little bit of a disconnect. There is that dopamine hit and that like, oh yes, success, you know, I succeeded when you get the result, and especially if it's like a good result, and then you can go play with it. But yeah, I haven't found my flow with like that kind of workflow yet, but I think it will come, you know, and I think like the last time I also tried to make a bunch of Merkabas with Tripio, obviously my go-to thing, and it just didn't do a good job. But I think I think your approach is smart, like making the images outside of those 3D prompters, you'll get better results.
Yeah, I mean, I have tried a couple of iterations here and there, so I think this was the one that I found as a best option. Yeah.
Well, cool, dude. So I think this is a good time for a set. Unfortunately, we don't have any questions from the chat, which is a bummer. But you know, if they pop up, we'll definitely put them to your attention. But meanwhile, let's jump into your set and see what we kind of have ready for us here. I'm very excited.
Okay. So the one thing that I want to show you guys today is
Ooh.
how we can build smaller patches with Unity and actually plug that into any other VJing software that you want to. I've
Wow.
been doing this for a while, and I think uh, this is what I feel is the best way. So this the solution that I would show would also include a little bit of Blender,
Cool.
because I want to showcase what we can do with Blender also and include that as well.
Hell
So
yeah.
as we saw earlier, this was the model that I generated with Tripio, and yeah, it's a basic Merkaba with some shading on it, which makes it look like quite neat. So one thing that the one registry that I actually go to get most of my stuff is this guy called Kejiro. I think I spoke about this guy
Yes.
the
I
last
love
time as
Kid.
well. He is just insane. So I think the first thing what I would show is, if you're actually working within Unity, how you can actually get his stuff
That's awesome.
installed onto your project. So the way that you actually can get that done is under your preferences in under your project settings in Unity, under Edit. When you go over there, you have all these things that you can see over here, and we have Package Manager, in which you can actually add your scoped registries. So
Mm.
these scope
Hmm.
registries are
Wow.
registries that sit in GitHub, and they basically are linked to packages that are built.
Huh.
So
That's
packages,
cool.
when built for package manager inside Unity, they can sit inside a specific location, and then when you just give access to your project to that URL, it connects to all the registries that are there within this scoped entry.
Mm-hmm.
So once you do this under package manager, so we have a package manager that you can handle all your packages. You
Man,
get
whenever
a
whenever I
registry.
see stuff like this for Unity, I'm like, oh, Unity's cool. Fuck.
So the registries basically get registered over here. So any other scope ones that you add over here gets added in over here. So Kejiro has a bunch of things in his registry, which goes
Mm-hmm.
all the way
Mm-hmm.
from his custom timeline, VFX graphs that he has,
Oh man, his
including
VFX graphs are
even
insane.
yeah, including like models that he takes, and he
Huh.
does a little bit of
So cool.
optimization. He has a Danish statue from Copenhagen.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I think the few packages that I really go to with here is one is LASP. LASP is one of his low latency audio signaling
Mm.
processing plugin that he's built for Unity.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working kind of on a new version of this, which is using wavelet based signal processing.
Hmm.
I think I briefly showed it to you on WhatsApp, but that's something that I've been working in the
Yeah.
background to make things more audio reactive in a much quicker manner. Although this is really good, but a wavelet is a newer way of actually doing it compared to this.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, with the wavelet based calculation, you can change the window of your FFT as well. You can have multiple windows. So you can change your signal processing really well with that. Um, a couple of other really amazing plugins that he has over here is Clack. So I should be
Oh yeah,
using
Clack is crazy.
yeah. So I'll be using Clack Spout. Let me install this as well, so that I can take things from Unity into any other software.
Mm-hmm.
Um, NDI also is there, but I won't be using that on this right now. And I think that's about it. I also use this quite a lot, OSC Jack, which you can basically connect your OSC parameters onto any game objects inside Unity. Pretty amazing tool to actually get things around. Um, And the other one that I use is VJ UI. So it's basically a UI toolkit so that you can put it on your application, like having buttons, sliders, and stuff like that. Uh, and it works like how the regular UI system is, but it's kind of built for VJs so that it's much
Mm,
more cleaner.
nice. That's cool.
Um, yeah, so these are I mean, Kejiro is by far one of the most used packages that I go to over here. And let me show you last. So last basically is it's the low latency audio signal processing that happens. So if I just press play on this, you should be able to see that the audio gets uh, you can see the audio being detected. You have
Hmm.
gains that it can see, and I've also connected a few of these properties to um, stuff that's there in the background, like the VFX graph. I've connected one of these VFX that I have over here, the audio that's coming in from last to the radius.
Mm,
So it becomes audio reactive in a way. So
nice.
if this is obviously with some music as such, it starts reacting in a different way altogether.
Nice.
So yeah, I just move that in a little bit. And another one that I usually use, as I was telling you, was Clack. Clack has some really killer stuff that it has in its runtime environment, especially the motion patterns that I think I've mentioned in the previous one also. Previous visual caster as well. Brownian motion is something that I use quite a lot. So
Yeah.
Brownian motion is part of that package as well,
Huh.
and this basically has a bunch of things like let's see Brownian motion in action.
Hmm.
So um, yeah, let me get into scene view so that you can actually see the directional light that I have has Brownian motion over here.
Oh,
It
that's
is
cool.
moving,
On the
so
rotation.
it's moving exactly. It's moving on the rotation. So there's obviously for position, but directional light generally doesn't have any effect with any kind of positions that
Right.
you move it around. It's
Right.
only with point lights and spotlights that you can actually get positional
Hmm.
changes. Again, rotation is something that would work on directional light, and it gives the most subtlest, amazing effect. Like I
Hmm.
really like this effect quite a bit. I use it a lot in shows, and people are like, "What the hell am I looking at?" It's just because each crevice that you have gives the shadow that digs in or it comes
Yeah.
out, and that gives a really amazing
Super
feel
effective.
altogether. Yeah,
Yeah.
super effective. It's what they say, simplicity is the key,
Yeah.
and I think this is one of those examples in which you can say for sure.
Also, like I think
Um,
a directional light is the most natural light that we're used to seeing, right? Like yeah,
mhm.
obviously you can get like cinematic lighting with with area lights, and I like to use area lights for the soft shadows.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I think that when you get like a quote unquote sun or like a one positional kind of like directional light, it's more akin to like what you're used to seeing, in like in your life. I think.
Exactly, exactly. So, Brownian motion as such, like it's it's very nice to actually deal with the amplitude that you can go with. So you can actually put it from, like, let's say this is running at 10 right now. If I just put it at 1, you'll be able to see how subtle it actually moves. But it is moving in its own way. You can see the shadows moving here very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and just moving it to the max way, you can actually see how this also reacts.
Mm,
This
that's
by
awesome.
itself, like with high BPM music, people will be like, what's going on?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
um, so just bringing that down and then getting the scale. I like basically what I do is I manually dig into these values when I listen to the music, and
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the main driving factors for me in doing the live animations directly through Unity. It's listening to the music and changing these frequencies that I have
Yeah.
of the Brownian noise that's there, that I basically put around the world.
I love it.
So yeah. Again, this is a small scene that we have. I'm gonna start doing a few more things over here, which is basically do the same workflow that I was talking to you about, which is generating stuff, adding it into the scene, and then getting it even better. So what I'm going to do right now is for us to do generation. I'm going to use a something that I bring out of Blender. So in Blender, what I just want to do is so over here, I want to have like a ring that sits around it, and I want to move that ring along with the along with animation. So for that, what I want to do is I want it to be on the same design pattern that is there. So I have this Egyptian feel to this whole place. And what I want to do is I want to have like a tube. Okay. I need to push this here. Yeah. So what I want to do is I want to have a tube, and for that, what I'm going to do is just going to add a mesh over here, have a torus. We want this torus to be 90 on this end so that I can just take a photograph from here. So I have this. So what I'm going to do here is take a screenshot. Oops. Of this. Oops. Okay. Yeah. This. Okay. So now that I have this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this image that I generated so that.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Continue.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can use this. Yeah. Sorry.
So I'm going to use this, but what I also want to do is I want to make this torus slightly thinner. It's too fat. So let me create a new torus over here. Let's get this out. Let's get this. Release a little lesser. Okay. That 90. That seems like better for me. Let's go take a screenshot now. Okay. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up OpenArt.ai and I'm going to use this. So there. Yes. I'm going to copy this so that I get that prompt in. And what I want to do is create image over here, create an image. And okay, I'm actually going to move to the previous version of their image generation. I'm getting a little confused with this new. Yeah. that over there, which I use as a reference. So drop in my torus over here. I can have multiple ones over here to actually give like a reference for it,
Huh.
but I'm
That's
gonna
cool.
use this
And that reference is
and
an image, yeah? It's not a model.
it's a screenshot. Yeah, it's a
It's a
screenshot
screenshot.
that I
It's just a
sent
simple
from.
screenshot. Yeah,
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 that I
yeah, yeah.
took. Yeah, it's a screenshot that I took from. To open that up,
Mm-hmm.
get that screenshot in, and whatever. Um, I'm gonna have. Is that
So
positive or
cool.
oh. Aha, okay, so that's where they have an option over here in the new one. Okay, let's check this out. It's, so most of these guys, they actually have, I mean, they're all new in the system, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they kind of keep giving out new interfaces every 4 or 5
Right,
months once.
right.
It's very difficult to actually catch up to. In fact, I had the same problem with MadMapper. I've been using MadMapper for such a long time. I was
And
just
they just
used to
change everything.
that old interface. MadMapper 6 changed the whole thing. I
Oh
was
my
like,
god.
what? What's going on?
So annoying.
Yeah. Okay, so why is this prompt here? I don't want to use this prompt. Are you saying that, oh shit, it's actually generating a prompt from the image? What? That's okay, that sucks. Then I'm just gonna go the old way. Let's create image here. Let's drop our reference. Right. This in. Right. Okay. Let's keep translating. And let's create. I hope this generates a good one. Because otherwise, it's usually like a lot of trial and errors that you see over here that
Mm-hmm.
actually
Mm-hmm.
happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You see, this is not usable. This is also not usable. Well, yeah. This could be usable. Let's see.
That's super cool.
Looks nice. Yeah, it looks
Super
nice
cool.
also.
Yeah, I mean it's fast. It was fast.
Yeah, it was quite fast. So over here, what I usually do is just do a 2x upscale just to get like some good image quality on it. It upscales the image and then we download. One good thing is it also does give SVGs. I've never actually downloaded an SVG to actually see, but yeah, yeah, a few sites giving SVG. That's it's a good thing if you ask me. Okay, so now that we have this, let's take this to folder. Let's take here. Okay, let's see how this is handled. So I'm going into model over here in Tripio right now, dragging in the image that we generated, and I'm going to give it ultra textures. Texture settings is going to be on 4K right now for this. Let's go with the PBR texture. And yeah, version 3.1 for best quality. And then we hit generate. So this takes around a minute, minute and a half. But I really like the Tripio's generating screen. They have a really cool loading screen that runs with like their logo, and then
Yeah.
after it does its first pass, it actually shows like in a point cloud format how the model might look. It's pretty interesting. Okay, not bad. It actually managed to make a Taurus.
Is it managing? Yeah. It's getting
Yeah,
there. It's halfway through.
yeah, yeah. And so that's the awesome part about this tool. They actually show you kind of like in a point cloud format what it might look like. And this kind of gives you at least an indication. Okay, are you on the right path or not? But yeah, I would think this is an easier one for it to also go through since it's just a regular torus. Having a complex geometry again would be slightly uh, I don't know, taxing maybe for it at times. Something that would take much longer for it to generate also. One really nice thing about Tripio, I think, is they're kind of investing into bridges. So they have bridges right now that go directly into Blender.
Well, it gives you
But
like a blend file, or it just allows you to just be in the like MCP almost, or no?
I've tried this at work. So what it does is, yeah, it basically generates and then it asks you if you want to use this file in Blender. So it automatically transfers it onto Blender so that you can use it.
Oh, wow, that's super cool actually.
Yeah, DCC bridges were quite big before. They died, I don't know, for some reason, but now
Now
there
they're
are a
back.
lot of people that are bringing back DCC bridges, which is really cool.
Yeah, I mean
I think
it's important.
Unreal always had it. I don't know why they moved away from it for some time now. um, so as you see over here, they're actually coming out soon with 3ds Max, Maya, Unity, Unreal. Surprisingly, they're also bringing out bridges for Cocos and Godot. Cocos is another game engine
I don't
which
know Cocos. I know Godot. I know Godot. I don't know Cocos. Is it have you fucked around with
it's
it?
a it's a pretty like low level engine which there was a lot I've used it a lot for 2D but I've not like used it for 3D purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Aha, okay. Good.
Nice.
Not bad. It actually generated it quite soon also. There are a few artifacts, but yeah, obviously getting this kind of quality right now in a few seconds is I think it's getting quite there right now.
Insane.
But after this, yeah, after this, it's pretty cool. Like you can actually texture it out. So right now the texturing, I think it is completely textured also with this. So I can just export this right now. I want to export this for FPX and use this for Egyptian Ring 3D. Let's export this right now. And they should export this and give me a 3D file in a few seconds. Okay, export it and download it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that into the Unity project that we have over here.
Mm-hmm.
Go into models. The same. Okay. I should be having this now. Yes. Okay. So this is like an advice that I have for people who generally work with Unity. It's usually you get the model that you're working with. So this is the Taurus here. Usually get the model that you're working with when you import it over here for you to work with immediately. But what would be what would be really nice for us to also work with is the materials that come with it. So
Mm-hmm.
usually when you import a model in, it's only the materials are still living inside the model and they are not instanced. So you want to have that instance working so that you can actually do any changes on it.
Mm-hmm.
So in the when you click on the model, you actually have these import settings. If you go on to materials, click on extract materials, and then go into the specific file folder that you have over here and extract it. It would make another folder with the extracted properties and put it in. So now once that happened, you see, what happened was Tripio also gives us normal maps and stuff like that. It
Mm-hmm.
was it was not generated properly before. Now once I exported it, I got a pop-up over here to fix the normal maps. As soon as I did that, the model looks fine now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and that material also comes out over here for us to utilize if we want to have anything with the normals, or if you want to add some emission properties, we could always do that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring this into the scene. You can see the Taurus is living over there right now. And also what I want to do is on the model side, I want to up the scale a bit up, the scale factor by itself of the model. I'm going to put it on 10 so that it's nice and big. Yep. Okay, so this looks good. I can actually make it slightly larger, maybe around 15, so that we have better look at it. Yes, okay, that's all I wanted. Now, what we want to do is bring the Taurus to the center, to the 0.
Sick. A Taurus and a Merkaba. Let's go.
Yeah, actually, I want to make the Taurus slightly bigger. Keep the main scale. So what I'm doing is I'm working with the scale factor so that I don't have too many issues with the scale out here. In the scene, I have seen, like, you could always do this
Mm-hmm.
and scale it out. But I
Mm-hmm.
have seen sometimes when you're actually dealing with code, it creates an issue that I
Mm-hmm.
tend to do that slightly less.
Mm-hmm.
But there won't be too much of code in this, so we could always do that over here as well. So I want to do this right now because
Mm.
I want to turn this around as well. Oh, okay. Do this here.
Nice.
Yep. Let's get back to the main camera to see how things look. Okay. And what we want to do is we want to keep this camera, bring this camera out a little bit more so that we have this here. Okay.
Mm.
Now, what I usually do is there is this off center, kind of giving OCD. So what I usually like to do is one of the objects that I have has constant motion and the other one has Brownian motion.
Mm.
So what I do is I have constant motion on one So what I'm going to do is this guy, the torus, is going to have constant motion, and this is constant motion can be for translation or rotation. I usually want it for rotation, so let's put it on random, and let's give it a speed of 20 over here. So now, if you press play, you should be able to see this guy moving at a constant speed of 30.
Nice.
And
Sick.
so these are, these parameters can be controlled in real time, which is the amazing thing. Now, what you can also do is connect parameters through this. So I'm going to do that as well to show you how that looks. So from my audio tracker that I have, I'm going to add property binder over here and give float property. And for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my torus directly over here. And what property I want to target, I'm going to look at that as well. So that's constant motion. I want to target the rotation speed. And value at 0, I want it to be 20. So it is moving. And value at 1, what I wanted to do is be 50. So anywhere in between that, it's going to vary. And when I press play over here, you see it's going to again start moving more faster when I speak, and that's because of the audio reactivity.
It's super cool.
Yeah. So again, it's maintaining a constant speed, even though the there's no audio kicking in. But when it does kick in, it is like transiting in between those two values, which is cool. Really cool. Yeah.
What is that? What is that floating thing there? Is that part of the mesh? Is this a little floater? You see that?
One? This one, right?
Yeah.
That's
from the mesh.
Told, yeah, that's why.
It just needs clean up. I didn't notice it. Exactly. I didn't notice it.
when I saw it in the generation, I was like, okay. It did give some artifacts out here. So it does give some artifacts I can see, and it just might also be because of the image. The image that we fed it was not a straight up torus. It was like tilted slightly. So maybe the generation couldn't figure that out properly for it. Yeah. So what I generally also do is there's two. It's kind of childing and parenting the objects around so that we can do specific things. So what I'm going to do is the pyramid that we have in the center, the Merkaba, I'm going to have Brownian motion run on that, but I want to put it inside a root which is going to have constant motion. So we have two actions running together. So for that, what I do is so this is a really killer trick that I usually do. I create like I create a child object under this so that we get exact 000 from here. Then bring this out, call this as root so that I get the same transform values. Then put this under this. So now you have something. So this guy is living at 0 right now. Now what I want to do is over here, I want to bring Brownian motion, which gives us the positional and rotational motion on this. And for this guy, I want to have a constant motion. So both of them are running together. And for constant motion, I want to again do a random on this and keep it, let's say, around 35 speed. And for Brownian motion, let's say I want this to move a maximum of 2, 2, and 2. So they're going to move at that scale. Also, fractal is something that controls how deep the Brownian motion can go through. And it's basically like you have a scale. It's going to see how fast it's going to go through it, or how deep it actually has to go through the whole pattern. For rotation, let's say I want to go with around 5, 5, 3 on this, and put this at 2 fractal. And yeah, let's see how this looks right now. So when you press play on this, you should have the motions running right now. They are audio reactive as well. You find the
Nice.
one in the center as well. And yeah, this is a pretty much real-time scene running, and it has its own things that basically do with um, how audio is reacting on this. Now, let's say we want to take this, and yeah, there's a lot of things that can be done. Obviously, I want to keep the stream a little shorter as well. I could go as long as I want with a lot of things like having UI on this, yeah, having multiple particle effects. But what I want to show right now is how you can actually package this up as well and use it as an application rather than you running it directly from Unity. So what we want first to do is we install the package earlier, which was the Spout package. We want to utilize that package right now. So to utilize the Spout package, what there are multiple ways of doing it. One, you can actually stream the game view, but we don't want to stream the game view. We want to have it running from an application, right? And usually when we do that, the most control that you have is when you have it running from a render texture. So we build a render texture. We plug the render texture to a camera. So the camera renders everything directly onto that render texture, and that render texture is used by the Spout plugin to uh, send that out into the Spout network so that it's handled by any application that's dropping in. So what we're going to do first is we're going to create a render texture. So in the assets folder, I'm going to go under rendering, and we should find render texture here. So a new render texture, when created, it's obviously like 256 by 256. If you see here, what I want to do is I want to do I'm going to call this output first, and I want to output. Yeah. So what I want to do is I want to keep this at 1920 1080 just to keep that on HD itself, and keep the color format as R8G8B8A8 because this is what is the current form that it supports right now. It does also support R16, but it comes with a few limitations. So I would suggest keeping it at R8G8B8A8 UNORM so that it's more or less on the supported pipeline. Now what we do is we have to first add a new object over here. Let's call this pouch. And what I want to do is I want to add in the spout sender. So we have two things. One is the sender and the receiver. The receiver, you can actually take in input from another software, which is sending out spout data into Unity using that. Or you could send your Unity's output through the spout sender out into the various applications that you want to receive it at. What I want to do is I want to keep alpha as well. And spout, let's call this push broadcast.
Nice.
And yep. So what we're going to do right now is use that render texture, and we have in our output area over here the render textures socket. We're just going to add that in here. We lose rendering on this end. I have a way to actually fix that as well. So it's pretty simple. So what we can do is we can add UI, a raw image, and this would come up over here. So what we can do is click on this, which basically gives us different anchor presets. hold Alt and Shift so that you get the maximize feature and maximize this completely.
Oh
Now
wow.
on our raw image area, what we're going to do is we're
Use
going to
the
use that same output
nice.
texture that we have
That is
so
a
that we
nice
have
hack. I like that.
a yeah. So when I press play right now, I should be able to see what my render texture is outputting on my screen as well,
Awesome.
and we can always see this running out through here. Now,
Sick.
what I want to do is I want to take this inside Resolume. Just gonna boot up Resolume
Resolume. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Arena.
There we go. This is such a great deep dive into Unity. You know, it's so awesome to see. It's like I also like I love that the techniques are they're somewhat interchangeable between processes. Obviously, Unity has its quirks and has its things, and every software is going to have them. But the concept that you're showing here is so vital to what we do. To be able to get your content into a place where you can use it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Yeah,
it's really
yeah.
awesome. Thank you for showing this.
So there's another thing that I wanted to mention about Unity. Okay.
Yeah.
So what happens is when I actually move out in from this software into another software, you see it's actually pausing, which is kind
Uh
of
huh.
weird. And that pause is because of the way that it is actually built. So what happens is a project usually has the player settings, and in the player settings, usually it doesn't have run in background selected. So if you have this selected, it should run when it goes into the background as well. A couple of times for some games, people usually turn this off so that it's usually turned off unless it's very mandated that okay, our game can run in a background. That's why we have this as a feature. But this is very essential for
Right.
VJs.
Right.
We keep switching applications, so it's very essential that we have this running. So anyone who's building any VJing application, please turn this on.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's pretty true
Uh,
for every software as well.
Yeah. So now when I do this and then when it's actually running, you will be able to see I'm moved into Resolume right now and it's still running. So let's bring up Resolume. And over here under sources, you should be able to see visual casts. And we bring that in here and voila, we have um our small application that we've deployed from here. Now you can always go in, add a lot of stuff. Taz, I love you. You built some
Shout out
amazing
Tess.
plugins. Yeah, so yeah, a bunch of his plugins are really crazy, especially the mirror, the turbulent, and the ripple effects that he has.
Damn.
These like just running them on this with the frequencies that he has, that slide in, that slide out, is just too good.
Magic.
It's just magic. And the ripple effect as well that he has, it just runs super awesome. You can get all kinds of weird like mixtures with just the small application that we built over here.
He's been
So
making such cool stuff, huh?
it's so awesome. So I had the amazing opportunity. So me and him, we were supposed to be doing a show in India, and it so happened that after we landed over there, and we took like almost a 14-hour drive all the way to the mountains where it was supposed to happen. Um, it didn't happen, and I ended up spending like almost 3 days with him, which was really cool. We talked a lot about like just life, workflows, and I could see like how he's so interested in actually bringing all his thoughts to reality using Wire.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, he loves it. It's awesome. It's really
Yeah,
awesome. Shout out Tass.
shout out, yeah. And yeah, so the next step, what I want to do is over here, we build stuff inside Unity. It's still running on the editor, which is quite heavy. Like, I have a good PC, so I can actually run the editor and these other software simultaneously. But there are people that uh, this is not like a viable option for them. So at that
Mm-hmm.
point of time, what I would suggest is building an application. So I'll show you guys how you can do that as well. So inside Unity, what you can do is you can go to build profiles and select the platform. Obviously, I'm selecting Windows, but if you're on Mac, you can select the Mac platform and build it accordingly on that, on the Mac standards. I'm not very sure how running stuff on mobile based softwares, like running it on iOS, and then how you can actually stream that data in. It won't be possible with Spout or NDI. I'm not very sure if these two platforms are supported on NDI as well. But I have seen people building applications, then streaming that data using just a screen casting software and stuff like that. So you could do it that way as well, if you really want to have like a secondary operating platform. There are a few people that actually use a bunch of softwares with it. I think Wakao also uses it. He has a bunch of software that he uses on his iPad,
Yeah,
and he streams that out as well.
yeah.
Pretty cool to actually do it that way as well. Like, spreading out processing power. It's definitely good to do that for sure. So right now what I'm doing is I'm targeting Windows platform and I'm going to click on build. Build will also ask me where I want to place this. So I'm going to make a new folder out here called it build, and have this run through that. Let's see the scene as well. So this takes around 4 to 5 minutes, and we should be having an executable file. I think it shouldn't be more than 150 MB, if we're lucky, because there's still two modules present in it. Uh, but Alan, I've used Unreal quite a lot. I've used Unity quite a lot, and one thing I can say is just the core engine. Unity is quite lightweight compared to Unreal. Like Unreal, just
It's
having
very
like
heavy.
a bunch of assets, and then yeah, it is quite heavy. And I've also noticed one thing is when I run Unreal, and if I run another software, my system already starts hitting a few bottlenecks here and there. Uh, but with Unity applications, surprisingly, they
Yeah.
run really lightweight, and
Mm.
like I can run up to like four instances of applications in the background and mix between them, and I can still maintain like a good 30 FPS.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's an interesting thing. When you had sent me a really awesome Unity patch for Space Safari last or 2 years ago, I guess now, and I was really impressed about
Mm-hmm.
how easy it was to just kind of like run it and have it not cause any problems for the background stuff, and it was just kind of running. Um, I have noticed that if you do build with Unreal, there are a lot of performance benefits. Backgrounds are always going to be difficult. Background tasks are always going to be difficult. I separate my software, so I always have like I have Unreal running on its own with like a little touch designer kind of like listener helper thing that sends OSC and does some back and forth stuff, and then
Mm-hmm.
everything like touch designer, if I'm using Resolume whatever, is on my laptop. So I do separate them to ensure that, because that is
Right.
an issue for sure. That is an issue for sure.
Right.
Yeah, interesting that you're saying with Unity it's not as much of an issue. I maybe I'll learn Unity. We'll see.
So I want to also check one thing that I did was, okay. So I also did this, which I made a full screen window, which I shouldn't have. So I want to make this window so that I can have it at a smaller Windows screen.
That's for the
I'm
build.
just gonna yes, for the build. This is gonna rebuild it. It's already built, but I'm just gonna build it again once.
Nice.
Now that it's already built, right? Building the second
Fast.
time is super fast. I think it's already done. It built that fast, so it's quite super amazing. Yeah, let's check it out. Let's see what comes. I'm gonna close the editor so that you can see it running.
Sick.
So you see right now, running through this, streaming it into this as well, and my CPU is at 32, RAM at 41, VRAM's at 5%, and FPS is
Does the
running quite well.
audio that audio module that you have, does it work when it's packaged as well?
Yeah. It should be working. I think we should be able to see that it's moving much faster when I speak.
When you're talking.
So yeah, exactly. Let me try running some audio for this.
Could also be that the values are low, so it's just you're not seeing it as much.
Yeah. No, but
I see it moving faster. Yeah, for sure. That's awesome, dude. It's super cool workflow, and pretty unique. I guess obviously the more you add to it, or the more controls you expose for it, then the easier it is and reusable it is, etc.
Yes.
But yeah, I love that you're championing this kind of workflow. I really love utilizing these game engines for what we're doing, and I think the biggest difficulty with using these game engines for VJing and projection mapping is these exact things that you just showed how to solve, which is getting them out of there, and not as a game, with all those things involved. Yeah, I mean,
right. I mean, you can
thank you.
Like what I did right now was kind of basic, but you can just go wild with it. Add shaders, add a bunch of post-process effects, full screen shaders working. They all add to the whole, the feel to the whole thing. In fact, what I usually do is I take one patch like this. I feed a lot into that. So basically, it takes me around an hour and a half to go through all the parameters that are there inside it. And then after that, I move on to the next patch. Now, after, let's say, around 4 hours or so, or 5 hours, you get back to this patch, but now you're mixing it with another patch. So you have unlimited stuff to actually mess around with. Yeah,
for sure.
And along with that, obviously, this is like the driving force of the center. But along with this, there's obviously other things that go with, which is the pixel maps for the stage, any line animations that go with it. I really should give a lot of shout outs to a lot of people, but I think Spirit Society, they've been giving some really sick tutorials, like those 10-second tutorials that he has, like a 1-minute tutorial.
Shout out Marcus.
That series, those are really killer. So things like that, smaller effects or smaller loop cycles running to add to these already existing stuff. So real time is more to actually get the audience hooked onto something that they're they're latched onto, but the rest is still like a facade in front.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like the recipe for good visuals, right? Is like something that can at the same time grab your eye and interest you, but is also kind of true to, like you said, the facade or the structure. Um, Breaking it in a way, or revealing it in a way, or
Mm-hmm.
hiding
Mm-hmm.
it. I guess is revealing, but yeah, those are definitely the cool stuff. Well, Shara, thank you so much for showing us into your process, and I really, really appreciate that. We definitely are going longer than I usually like to go for the live streams, so we'll keep the next portion a little bit shorter. But yeah, I just kind of, you mentioned it a little bit, and I loved kind of talking to you about your your home country and things like that. But this last trip that you just did, it sounds like it was really special. Just in terms of the connections that you had with these people, and the people, the connections that they had with you. Um, so yeah, I mean, if you want, I would love to talk to you a little bit more about it. Just like the experience, and what was some highlights from the festivals that you were at. Maybe some things that were difficult as well, if you want. And
Yeah,
we can
sure.
take it
I
there.
think I think I would really like to shout out to Mad Music guys, because these are the guys that I've kind of worked with since the lockdown days. I've done a bunch of live streams for them, and they kind of figured out the synergy that I have with their crew, and they've been actually bringing me down. They've been kind of involved with Caracas Maracas for the past couple of years, so that's how
Mm-hmm.
I've been going back to India
Mm.
to
Nice.
perform, and they really wanted me to be there for New Year's. So I came down and yeah, did a bunch of shows. And what they did was they organized a tour for me. So they went around and told, "Hey, this guy's coming around. Do you guys wanna hire him?" So
Mm-hmm.
I feel that crew is really like amazing for me. They've
Mm.
really latched onto my work, and felt like, hey, this guy really should be there in the scene. So I really would like to give a huge shout out to them, and
Nice.
also Sacred Sound, that I've been a part of since I've got into psytrance. Yeah, it's because of Sacred Sound that I've actually gotten into a lot of uh, I can say experimental music festivals
Mm.
in Europe, uh, and most of them kind of know me now because of the fact that like I've also done a lot of stuff with Sacred Sound.
Mm-hmm.
The whole trip this time was really awesome, because there's a bunch of people that I hadn't met before, like Nakman. I talked with him so much on Instagram, but then hadn't met him. It was too amazing to meet him, and the friends that we all hung out with. Uh, like for me, Nakman actually helped me out so much. It was just insane.
Amazing.
The problems that I actually had was more or less the projector running dead a few times,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the projector was placed on a scaffolding that was so high that I couldn't climb it myself. And Nachman was like, "Hey, I'm here, bro!" Boom, 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 boom. Just climbing up like Tarzan.
Nice.
Insane guy. Um, yeah, without his help, like there was a bunch of things that I definitely wouldn't have been able to do, especially like figuring out photogrammetry as such. It was really
The
awesome
drone.
that he was there around. And there's another visual artist, a few other visual artists that I met. Well, one was this guy called VJ Zenith. Uh,
Mm.
I've uh, I've like spoken to him a few times. He's actually one of the disciples of VJ Daydreamer.
Oh
So
wow.
Daydreamer did a bunch of
Amurai.
courses out here.
Amuri.
Amore. he did a bunch of courses over here, and Zenith was one of the students. He's
Nice.
picked up a bunch of things, and he's learned also a bit from Taz, since Taz has his Patreon, and there's a lot of learning material in there.
Is he
So
is
I
he
think he goes
a French guy or is he local Indian guy?
Zenith guy. Zenith is Indian. He's an Indian guy. Yeah. And
Cool.
then there was another visual artist I met, Vijay Brahman. He's
You
a new
mentioned
guy
him to me.
around, and
Yeah.
yeah, and he's also been doing quite a few things. So
Oh
it
yeah.
was really nice to meet these VJs as well, and just sharing with a few of them the stage, sharing like a drink with a few of them, and yeah, it was awesome just having that that sense of feeling that, hey, we're a small community, let's come together. So that was really cool. India as such always is really, I know for me it's a little surreal, because I go back to this country that uh, when I left, like a few people knew me, but when I come back, a lot of people know me now.
Mm.
So it's always a shocker for me when I go back and like, hey, look, it's binary. I'm like, okay. But yeah, I mean, I love going back to India. We should actually do something together. I was hoping and rooting that something would happen soon, but then the problem with India is the fact that there's a lot of things happening over there,
Mm.
and people are moving bases from India. A lot of people are moving to Thailand, and things are running more over there right now than in Goa.
Yeah.
Goa has its specific crowd, and I think right now there's more of a techno scene running
Mhm.
over there.
Mhm.
Psytrance is almost dead. I can't say it's dead, but it's almost dead.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's been like that. I think it's been changing a lot for the past few years, right? It's like kind of keeping on, like you said, moving to Thailand. I mean, it definitely seems like it's moving to Thailand for sure. Um,
Hmm.
wow. Well, super awesome to catch up with you and to hear from you. It was so nice to get to see into your process of Unity and to learn a little bit about that. Um, and yeah, thank you so much for joining the stream with us, Shard. I really really appreciate it.
My pleasure, Alon.
Yeah.
Always a great time with you.
Thank you everybody for joining. Loving the feedback, and we're gonna we're gonna continue strong here with the visual cast. We got some cool guests coming up. And peace. See you later.